Recording in progress. Hi.
Oh, hi.
I'm actually having fun with this. It makes us talk off the cuff. Lots of times if you go back and listen to our podcast from season 1, well, maybe season 2. Season 1 was kind of off the cuff too. Season 2, we kind of like prepared and made sure we knew we had the points. And now we're kind of back to,
Yeah,
let's see what happens. So
let's see what happens. Yeah, it's fun.
Spin away. What of the 50 topics are we gonna get?
I'm scared.
Last one was a bit harder to talk about. Ooh, it's liking the 30s right now.
I know. 35, hey?
Hmm.
Oh, well, that's kind of interesting. Your love power.
Oh dear. It is a different topic though.
It is, yeah.
Your love power.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I don't even remember reading these topics. So if you guys are wondering how spontaneous it is, it's very.
I don't even know any of them. So
Your love power.
Yeah.
It's a very good topic.
It is. What does that even mean to you, right?
Yeah, I would think how the power your love has, right? Or it could be, what is your love power? Think about like signs and stuff. What is your love power? Are you a toucher, a feeler, a motor,
yeah,
a giver? It could go back to love languages, right? Essentially.
Yeah.
Or could it just be the all-empowering, encompassing power of love? Can you shift anything with love?
That's a good question, actually, because then you have to, then it's a matter of like, then it's a matter of like, do people even know how to love? You could say you could shift anything with love, but is that, I feel like in saying that there's a lot of open holes in that for other things to seep in, like manipulation or,
yeah, then you come back to our unconditional love talk. So
exactly.
listen to those two, go listen to those two, because
throwing words around, right?
Right. Well, then are you powerizing love? Did you see what I did?
I did
Go
see
back
that.
to the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, your love power. Well, and it's not really saying negative or positive. So I guess then essentially I could power a relationship with my love power negatively, but then is it love?
Well, let's take it from the perspective of
What is your love power? Let's take it from the perspective that you're not a nefarious being and you actually want to be a good human. Yeah. I think we all have shit, right?
Yes.
So I think I chose human this time, whatever you want to think. And so my basic desire is to love someone to the best of my ability. But shit comes in. I'd like to say I love unconditionally, but always something comes in. But I think if you keep that on the top of your mind, like if you were checking in every day to your love power, don't you think that would shift something? Be like, how did I use the power of my love today?
Yeah, that's a yes. Yeah.
And then what if you got up every morning and thought, how am I going to use my love power today? Like, what if you really treated it like a superhero? Like, okay, I've got the power to knock over buildings today. You don't have to, though. I can also put them back up. So what am I going to use my love power for today? Then I think things could shift.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So what if instead of mantras of manifestation and all that we both do and we advocate, and then I'm sure we'll talk about, what if you did 21 days of really just being in control of your love power?
That's true. Acting from the heart, living from the heart.
From the heart. What if every time, so I'm in a discussion with my boyfriend and I get triggered, and so here's Tony reels. You want realism? I can get jealous. No idea I was as jealous as I was. I am. I can get snarky. I can get bitchy. I can get quiet. I can get my feelings hurt really, really well. all those kind of things can come up. What I can get hurtful, I can get hard, and I don't realize it because you're protecting your own heart and you say something that's funny that really isn't. Because so what if you were in such control? What if you tried for 30 days? Okay, bear with me here. And you stopped. What if you stopped mid-sentence? What if you were so in control of your power? Because honestly, if you aren't in control of your power, if I have the superpower to knock over buildings and I'm like, well, I'm only human and I just accidentally knock a building over, that would be fucking ridiculous. We don't see that on superhero movies, right?
Yeah.
So what if I stop? What if I consciously got up every morning and said, oh, I'm going to use my power of love? Oh, sorry. What if you stop mid-sentence and said, oh, I'm not using my love power very well on you, am I?
That's right. That's right. You grab
Right?
your reins. You grab the reins.
I think you'd change the world.
That's pretty cool.
What if you were buying groceries and snarking at the lady and you stopped and you went, oh my God, I can't even believe I was using my love power against you right now. I so apologize. I hope you have a magnificent day.
Yeah, accurate.
Imagine.
I've been doing that, and this is a really good way to describe that. I've been doing it lately, catching myself doing pattern behavior with things. It often involves criticizing people. Like, you see some jackass and you think thoughts about it. I've been catching those thoughts and stopping and reversing it to finding like what is the beautiful in that, right? You don't want to be lame or anything. It's just a way of reversing the energy to do amazing for yourself, even.
Right.
And that's your love power for yourself and others.
Yeah. And you don't even have to be verbal about it. What if you just shoot it out too? It's like, I'm not going to go talk to everyone having a bad day. Some people you probably shouldn't. You might get punched in the mouth, right? But I might, like, what if you just actually consciously think about it? Like, think of a superhero, like, and like, with their eye beams. Can I beam my love power?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
if that was my cape?
Yes. I think it's pretty awesome. There's something there too about like not getting too cocky about it, right? Like, because you could be like, well, I can change everything with love. It's like, some people might not be receptive to it or receptive to it.
But then here comes all these are going to come together, aren't we? We can give you a PhD in love by the time we're done these 50 topics.
That's right.
What if my love power, so my love power is towards my partner, and I learn to navigate it, and all that power does is let them know they're just not capable of holding all that love, but then they can graciously let you go.
That's right.
That's power.
That is.
And you'll also be ready for it. But you don't hide it, you don't do it, you just exude it.
Yeah, whatever it is that you actually are feeling. You don't force something that you're not, right?
Nope.
If you have it within you.
I don't know. But then that's when you start getting into unconditional love. So I think you can call bullshit on almost anyone that says, oh no, I unconditionally love them. You do, you little harpy. You didn't get a little bit upset about that because he didn't throw you down last night. Like, come on. And I'm not saying we don't have stuff, but I'm not talking about my relationship at all.
Yeah.
But like human will come in, but you know what I'm getting at, right? I think if you're listening to these podcasts and if you're being magical like we like to be, there's a certain level of what we're doing that we're saying we actually want to evolve into more loving people. I think some people don't want to. I actually think maybe they just came to the earth to be fucking assholes. How do I know? But I don't think that's where I am. So if I'm saying love is the most important thing to me, shouldn't I be very consciously loving? Even conscious of my actions?
So what do you, I know we're going a little longer here. So what if you, what if your love is not for, I think everybody loves connection, even people who are like bitter towards it or whatever. I think if you search deep down, you'll probably find that
Even
most
that
people,
one sign that pushes connection away.
there might be a
won't mention
couple.
it.
But what if there's like somebody who, yeah, okay, romantic love is fine, but they're really in love with, say, creating, or they're really in love with music, or they're really in love with painting, or they're really in love with their job, or they're really in love with playing video games, or they're really in love with playing hockey, or they're really in love with knitting, like could that be talked about in that regard too, or is this strictly like a romantic love kind of, and like connective love topic?
Well, I think the 50 are about romance, but I don't see why you couldn't put that towards the other stuff. Why not?
Yeah, that's right.
Which then wouldn't that be love of yourself?
Yeah, and I've been talking about that, and I do think that love of yourself is healthy.
Mhm.
But maybe that's another topic for another time.
It is. It probably is, because I just saw this narcissist who doesn't know, and we won't get into narcissism, but he was well aware, and he said, I can't actually ever have close connections because this is what I do. To me, that's in essence almost loving to humanity, to say I actually choose not to get into relationships because I know,
yeah,
I know I wouldn't be good for someone.
That's somebody who thinks that they aren't loving, and it's like, you actually are. You're very sensitive to it.
It just might show up differently, right?
That it might show up differently.
This is a big topic. Love power. Can you destroy lives with your love power? Probably, but is that love?
Well, who gets to define what love is, right?
Who gets to decide what destruction is?
Exactly.
Because maybe you're reincarnated in.
Hey, we're going all over the map with this one, and I like it. Did you see? Can we have like a little personal talk on here for a second?
Yes.
Did you see that? Did you see that post today in the group that we're in with one of our friends? Something about the only waste of time is the person, all paths lead to the top of the mountain, but the only waste of time is the person at the bottom of the mountain who's telling people that their paths are wrong. Did you see that at all?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it's like this idea that all paths lead to the top of the mountain. Okay. But the only person who's wasting their time is the person who circles the bottom of the mountain telling other people their paths are wrong. And so I was like, but what if they're also right?
Right. And what if that makes someone climb the mountain that would have never climbed the mountain until they got the challenge from the person that said, you'll never do it, it's the wrong way to go.
Exactly. You need somebody to be a bit of a burr in the ass. And like some people are here to be a burr in the ass. You know what I mean?
So what if that's their love power?
Exactly.
Exactly my point. That pushes you. It's the burr in your saddle.
Yeah. And like what if you encounter somebody who's totally cold and detached and just likes to be like aloof with people, and they end up pushing you to be better? Like, I don't know, there's so many ways you could approach this topic of like love power, and even being conscious of it or not, that's a whole nother thing. But that's fuck, what a rabbit hole.
We're wounding, and we know some people don't know how to feel love, and they just don't know. We know all of that, but I think if you've listened to this one, welcome to season 1.
Yes. this is where we go a little bonkers.
Well, this is where I think people that say they're experts in a lot of things, I call bullshit.
Yeah.
Because I know we are experts in discussing. Because honestly, there's so many rabbit holes in this. And if you don't believe in reincarnation, or you don't believe in past lives, or you don't believe in spiritual connections, then that takes you on a whole different realm of love power. And
it comes back to, I think I heard this from Ramtha. Are you familiar with that? Doesn't matter. He, the person who's channeling this message, said, how could you, in anything that you do, in all the backwaters of anything that exists, in like the slime and the muck and every corner and nook and cranny of existence, how could you ever go against the creative power? And that is love, right? Ultimately, how could you ever go against it? You take love out of it. How could you ever go against the creative power? I don't think you can. It's kind of like when we circle around our topics, we're basically figuring that out, in my opinion.
I think so. And then I guess it's how simple you want to get. And we often talk about that, really, are you enjoying your life? I think that's most of what we came here to
Yeah,
do. So
that's
to
right.
me, maybe that's what people could ask. So if you are getting the most enjoyment you can from circling the bottom of the mountain, then that's a different answer than you're a miserable bitch.
Yes.
And not that you don't have a right to be, but I think our evolution has something to do with finding joy, right?
Oh yeah. And my thing is, you're going to find joy in the way you find joy, and other people are going to tell you it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
And that's where I want to help people, is figuring out their own personal joy and taking away all of our preconceived notions, whether they were placed there by our friends, family, peers, social media, religion, etc. It's like, what are you really passionate about anyway?
How are you going to weave magic in your life?
How are you going to weave magic? And that's what we want to figure out with people. That's our basis of existence here. These babes
that talk in circles, because that's how we
I think this is our rambling episode. Hey,
I hope you enjoyed it.
yes, and if you didn't, bye.
Come work with us at our linktree.com site, www.linktr.ee/redlipstickbabes. Can't wait to see you there.